Hi, I'm Dave, founder of Halloween Year Round, coming to you from, well, my car again because life is weird. And for the 31 Days of Horror Movie Challenge, it is now day 4, and I'm here to talk about the 90s and one of my favorite 90s slasher movies that it's gotten more attention in recent years, just, with social media, but, it was never really known as being like a gem of the 90s. I'm of course talking about the 1996 Larry Cohen written movie Uncle Sam, a movie that I normally watch every 4th of July. It is one of the, in my opinion, best 4th of July themed horror movies out there. But the reason I want to talk about it today, and specifically, talk about it in reference to 90s horror, is because I feel like it's the last quote unquote pure slasher before the genre was completely reinvented with Scream. So this movie comes out in 96, mere months before Scream coming out. And when Scream comes out, suddenly, the genre is sort of reinvigorated, reborn, and it's all about teens and self-awareness and, basically let's make Dawson's Creek but a slasher. You saw the same thing with I Know What You Did Last Summer. You saw a little bit with Final Destination, where just the style had completely changed. Where horror was, they were aiming for that teenage demographic. They were aiming for that self-aware demographic, where even now you can't really make a slasher without making it self-aware in some way, shape, or form. Otherwise people just kind of ignore it. So I feel like Uncle Sam was sort of the end of an era. It's not a particularly great movie, from a film criticism standpoint, but it's a movie that I have a lot of fun with. It's such a bizarre concept. Like, he's, the titular Uncle Sam, who's the killer, he's killed by friendly fire, but he's going after people who aren't patriotic enough, and he's like a psycho, and Isaac Hayes and Robert Forster are there. It's a weird, bizarre, just kind of fun movie, and it just felt like the last true slasher movie that wasn't trying to be Scream, or that wasn't trying to be self-aware. It marked the end of what used to be the slasher boom that we saw begin with Halloween in the late 70s. Yes, I know Texas Chainsaw came out first, but Halloween started the boom. So don't at me in the comments for that. So, if you haven't seen it, check it out. If you prefer to watch it in the summer, if you're weird like that, like I am, I can only really watch this movie in the summer. I'm making an exception for this list just because I wanted to talk about it. It is streaming on Tubi. It's a weird, bizarre little movie, but it's a lot of fun. I will be back tomorrow, where I'm going to be talking about the 2000s, or the Naughties, as they're called. I hate that name. It sounds stupid. I just call it, I go from like 90s to 2000s to 2010s. That's just sort of how I reference things. Anyway, that's going to be the topic tomorrow. Comment below, what movie should I cover from the 2000s? That's sort of my era. That's the era that I was coming into my horror fandom. It's the era that, I was in middle school and high school in. So there's a lot to choose from, and movies that, this is where we're getting to the point that these are movies that I saw most of them in theaters in this era, in the 2000s. So check that out. Also, I have a huge announcement. I made it on Twitter yesterday, and I'll be talking about it a lot, but Halloween Year Round now has a Patreon. If you want to support the channel, I put a link in the description. Go ahead and click on that there. There are 3 different membership tiers, all with really cool perks, including, some early access videos. We do Twitter watch parties every week, so once a month we're going to have the patrons vote on what the theme should be. I'm going to do a Patreon exclusive feature-length movie commentary where, I pick a movie every month and record a full commentary. It's like you're watching the movie with me. So if you want to support the channel, I would really appreciate it. Go and check out that link at Patreon. You can also follow Halloween Year Round on Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the other YouTube stuff. I hate how in these videos they spend like half of it talking about the video and then the other half just plugging stuff, but like here I am plugging stuff. So like, share, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you're enjoying your October, and every day is Halloween.